side, and then once he got to the second, he bounced out and headed towards the pylon. He's got beautiful instincts.
So the Bobwhite defense set up the Bobwhite offense to start off in good field position, and the Bobwhite offense takes full advantage for the 6-point score.
And Coach Murray is a guy just like you and I came from that wing team. We like imposing our wills on teams that way.
High snap, Frades gets the kick up, and it is good. With 6:07 remaining in the first quarter, our score, BFA 7, the SeaWolves 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin here at Munson Field in South Burlington. Brad, your thoughts on that drive?
You know what? When you're a defensive guy, and if another team breaks a 70-yard play on you, you look at it and go, okay, we make this adjustment for that. It is disconcerting when a team just goes 6-7 yards a clip for 7 or 8 plays.
And all on the ground, right?
Yes, pretty much, except for like
the little screen pass.
But that was it. BFA imposed their will primarily between the tackles. We'll see how the SeaWolves make their adjustment, but they were putting 9 guys in the box near the end, and BFA was still moving forward on them.
So the Bobwhites get the start that they want in the first quarter. Frades set to kick away. Ball spotted at his own 40-yard line. Again, 6:07 remaining here. BFA with a 7-0 lead if you're just tuning in this evening. Frades kick, a line drive kick. Up man lets it go through, fielded at the 20, and turning it outside is LeClaire, and he's pushed out at around the 29-yard line.
And BFA's being careful about not booting the ball up in the air so that the SeaWolves can set up the big return. They're line driving it and rallying to the ball.
Again, this South Burlington team full of many athletes.
Absolutely. And Coach Wolf and his staff, know how to get their athletes in space. You can see they were having some success on that first series before the penalty.
So the SeaWolf offense will break the huddle. Looks like we'll see who's in at quarterback. Again, last week they were changing quarterbacks, but it looks on alternating series. Looks like Kelly is still in. Handoff here to the near side. Looking to turn the corner is Cole Woodland, and Woodland looks to have enough for the SeaWolf first down.
Beautiful execution of the jet sweep, just stringing it out and gaining yards slowly and seeing where the seam is moving up. BFA's got to set the edge on that. They got to recognize when he's motioning to account for it. Whoever your edge setter is, he's got to be there. Otherwise, they're going to have continued success with that play.
Sets up a 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Sam Paris splits out wide to that far side of the field. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Pistol formation, Woodland in motion. Handoff goes straight ahead, though, and looking to turn the corner, but snuffed out nicely by the Bobwhite defense. That was Frazier on the carry.
Nice job. Nice job between the tackles and filling in. And Justin Brown with a nice tackle.
Brown, who's certainly made his presence known here in the first quarter for the Bobwhites defensively.
We lost a year of tackle football last year, but it has not affected BFA, and it certainly shouldn't by this point.
Kelly was catching up with his head coach, now back into the huddle with the play call. SeaWolves looking at a 2nd and 8. Again, Bobwhites with a 7-0 lead, 5:20 remaining here at Munson Field in South Burlington. SeaWolves roll 2 men here to the near side, 2 men to the top side of your screen. Motion to the backfield, low snap, fumble on the ground, ball is loose and picked up immediately by Sam Paris.
It pretty much bounced right back to him. That is one of the advantages of playing on artificial turf. It has a little more spring.
So, call it a loss of 1 on the fumbled snap. And the SeaWolves looking at another 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Wolf is a smart coach. They're trying to attack the edges. They're trying to force BFA to spread out, which will hopefully open up the tackle box so that they run the dives off it.
3-man front here for the Bobwhite defense. Shotgun formation for Kelly, who rolls out to the far side. Kelly looking downfield, fires it, and it almost intercepted. Great break on the job there by Colby Williams.
Yeah, he closed fast. It's like I said before, BFA is athletic. They got some guys that can rally.
So great job by Williams anticipating that throw, just not able to squeeze it in. And the SeaWolves forced to punt once again. Liam Wood back once again for the Bobwhites, stands at around his own 25-yard line. Metz to punt away here for the SeaWolves. He'll stand out around his own 29-yard line. Metz's kick is away. Beautiful high end-over-end kick. Wood's going to let it bounce at the 25 and let it roll, and it takes a beautiful SeaWolves whirl all the way to the BFA 5.
You got to love that if you're the SeaWolves. Field position is so important, particularly if you're not what I call an explosive team.
So the Bobwhite offense will have a little more work cut out for them here on their second series. Again, if you're just tuning in, Bobwhites on their first offensive series drove the ball about 60 yards down the field for the 7-0 lead. But this time, 95 yards ahead of them. 4:04 remaining here in the first quarter. Again, BFA leads the SeaWolves 7-0.
And we're going to see if the SeaWolves bring a little more pressure if they decide to attack more due to the field position.
Yeah, again, SeaWolves showing 3 men up front. And BFA takes Montaigne, puts him up under center. Hands off straight ahead to Seneca. DeRocher, who breaks free. There goes DeRocher to the 20, to the 25. Spins, still on his feet, cuts across the grain, and DeRocher fights down to the 35-yard line.
30 yards. And that is frustrating for a defense because you think, okay, we got him pinned. Now we can get the momentum. And then he hits the hole for 30 yards on you.
And again, that's your fullback.
Yeah, which is the staple in a wing T offense. That's your bell cow back.
DeRocher, after springing that for 30, heads over to the sideline for a bit of a well-deserved breather.
And BFA right now is off tackling the SeaWolves big time.
Rathburn splits out wide to the far side of the field. Montaigne up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Hands off straight ahead. Believe that's number 24, Colby Williams, for a minimal pickup.
And BFA was a little off. The mesh wasn't there. It was slow, which allowed the SeaWolves to rally. But even with that, they're not really forcing the issue.
No gain on the play for Williams' carry. Sets up a 2nd and 10. Clock continues to roll here in the first quarter. 3:04 remaining. Bobwhites with a 7-0 lead. DeMar splits out wide to the far side of the field. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Montaigne, blitz underway, picked up, hand off to Dakota. Rye misses, makes one tackler miss, and Rye just short of the first down.
And what we're seeing also is the improvement of the offensive line of BFA. That's the biggest thing that we're seeing right now. The offensive line is really doing a good job.
I mean, we certainly have a lot more left in this game, but Brad, from the first week against Mount Mansfield to this game so far, I mean, you can just see immense improvement with that offensive line.
Which we thought was going to be the case with guys like Keith Carlton and his crew and Isaac Wright. These are good coaches. The offensive line only has one senior.
3rd and 1. Here's a snap, handoff straight ahead to Seneca DeRocher, and he drives ahead for 6 more and a BFA first down.
And they had him at the line of scrimmage, but as we were talking, is that he does not go down on the first contact. He runs through people. He plays big.
So the Bobwhites, who started this drive at their own 5-yard line, now into SeaWolf territory. Ball spotted at the South Burlington 47-yard line.
And if this continues, this gets very demoralizing if you're the opposing team.
Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. Montaigne up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead. Again, it's Seneca DeRocher driving his feet, pushes the pile, and he's good for 5.
And again, if you're a wing T guy, you do all this window dressing and the formations, but ideally you'd like to run belly for about 5 or 6 yards a clip and just keep churning out yards.
I mean, anytime, again, running the wing T, if you get 5 yards on first down, that's golden.
Yep, it sets up everything. It makes everything so much more manageable.
Number 59, Javon Headley, heads off the field, limping for the SeaWolves. Coming in for him, number 52, Garcia. 2nd and 5 here for the Bobwhites. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Long count. Quarterback keeper over the far side. Montaigne, all sorts of run on the keeper, and he's tripped up. Picks up 6, not call it 10 on the play. Brad, he may be in the end zone if they don't ankle tackle him there.
Beautiful ride, and that's a beautiful call by Coach Murray, who ran that play very well during his time when he played for BFA, because you get him sitting on that fullback, and everybody sucks in, and the only thing that's different on the block is instead of kicking out the defensive end, you let him cheat in a little bit, and then you just seal him, and off to the races the quarterback goes.
You let him bite on that fullback.
Yeah, it's like showing a golden retriever a tennis ball and pump faking.
That just doesn't seem fair. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Bobwhites. Ball spotted at the 30. Handoff here to the tailback. Looking his way through after a pickup of 4. See if that was Rye.
Yeah, and the SeaWolves are coming. I mean, they're trying to be aggressive, and they're running downhill.
They're doing a run blitz.
Yep, and BFA is still getting positive yards.
That was Dakota Rye on the carry. They credited him for 4 yards. Under 10 seconds to go here. Bobwhites look to their coach on the sideline, Jeff Murray, and they're just going to let the time roll off the clock. Horn sounds. That will do it for the first quarter of play. Our score, BFA 7, the SeaWolves 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to Munson Field in South Burlington. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravelin on hand. Brad couldn't ask for much more in the first quarter from the Bobwhites.
That's a perfect start for BFA, especially being on the road. And like we said, this is a young team, but they're gaining more confidence. And they, right now, are imposing their will in the tackle box. And like we were talking about, it's one thing, okay, if somebody breaks a big play on you, but when they're just systematically cranking out 6, 7, 8 yards a pop, and BFA started on their own 5, and now they are on the 25-yard line of South Burlington.
2nd and 5, ball at the 25, as Brad just noted. 2 receivers set here to the near side. That's Rathburn split out wide here to the near side. Single backfield here. That's Seneca DeRocher back to pass, firing over the middle. Has a receiver. Ball is caught and turning it upfield for the Bobwhites. That is David Rafferty.
Yep. Nice little pitch and catch, well executed. Coach Murray saying that, as we talked about, the SeaWolves are running downhill, so that's going to leave some other things open. It keeps them honest.
Rafferty, tight end for the Bobwhites. Found a little pocket, settled in.
Which is how you play a zone defense. Perfect.
1st and goal for BFA. Ball spotted at, caught about the 9-yard line. Montaigne up under center. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead. Looked like the Seneca DeRocher. Not a whole lot there this time.
Nope. The SeaWolves are digging in, and they're battling.
No gain on the play. Sets up a 2nd and 9 for the Bobwhite offense. Bobwhites do have the benefit of a slight breeze behind them here in the second quarter. DeMar splits out wide to the far side. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Montaigne up under center. There's the snap. Quick snap. Hand off to Dakota Rye. Turns the corner. Rye has a little bit of a seam. Dives ahead. And he lands at around the 4.
Yeah, getting forward progress. And like we said, this is probably 4-down territory, although BFA can kick field goals.
Again, this drive starting back at the BFA 5-yard line. Now the ball rests at the Seahorses. I'll probably say Seahorses a few more times tonight, but the SeaWolves 4-yard line.
Yeah, BFA has marched 90 yards so far. They just want to get 4 more.
3rd and goal from the 4. Let's see what head coach Jeff Murray dials up. He's going to take Rathburn, split him out wide to the near side. Shotgun formation, play action. Fires in the end zone. High and incomplete. Pass was intended for number 21, Justin Brown. And decision time here for head coach Jeff Murray.
He certainly did not lack for arm strength on that. Just Needs just to calm down just a little bit, right? It was a good throw. It was the right throw. Just relax. Just throw it in a place where only your guy can make the play on it.
Looks like 4th and goal. Clock did stop with the incompletion. It took a lot of time on the sideline there, so they're going to have to certainly hustle to get this play off.
Oh, we're feeling frisky.
Here we go, 4th and goal. Montaigne, play action, calls his own number on the quarterback keeper, and he is stopped for no gain.
Hey, you know what? Credit for the SeaWolves digging in and making the stop when they had to. Now BFA's got to regroup and keep the SeaWolves pinned.
So the Bobwhites not able to come away with a score, but completely reverse the field position off that drive. First and 10. Yeah, they put the ball down at the 4. They do swap the balls out, so the SeaWolves get their own football here for this series. SeaWolves taking their time in the huddle here. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. Looks like Kelly's still in. Motion in the backfield, and going to be a handoff straight ahead, enough for the first down. I was watching the man come around on the fake jet.
They do a very good job running their fakes. And again, Chad Wolf coached down at U32. U32's run the wing T as well for a long time.
That was Frazier on the carry, good for 10 yards. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the SeaWolves 16. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Kelly. 2 receiver set. Motion in the backfield once again. And this time it is the jet play here to the near side. Looking to turn the corner and wrapped up number 20.
Yeah. One thing that BFA's got to be aware about is when that jet motion is coming
to turn the corner and wrapped up number 20.
If you're just sitting there and waiting, they've got the advantage on it because he's got a full head of steam coming.
That was Woodland on the carry. Credit him for 9. Sets up a 2nd and short. 2nd and 1 at the SeaWolves 26-yard line. Two receivers set to the far side of the field. 2 receivers set. Empty backfield here for the SeaWolves. Motion again. Handoff on the far side, picks up the block, and stiff arm still on his feet. Stutter steps here to the near side is Frazier, and Frazier picks up the first down all on his own.
Nice effort, kept the feet moving. You got to wrap these guys up, and you got to drive your feet.
So another first down for the SeaWolf offense. And Brad, we talked about it in our pregame as far as the athleticism and speed that this offense has, and we're seeing it on display on this series.
Yeah, and you know what? You're seeing kids that compete. You don't have to be 220 to run downhill.
1st and 10. Kelly looks to the near sideline for the play call. 8:40 remaining here in the first half. Bobwhites with a 7-0 lead. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. 4 receivers set. Frazier lines up beside Kelly. Now motion in the backfield. That's Woodland play action pass. Looking across the middle. Kelly fires it high and complete for the first down and more. Racing free is LeClaire. And LeClaire is upended at the 10-yard line by Seneca DeRocher on a touchdown-saving tackle.
Beautiful execution by the SeaWolves. They're setting up everything
and
off
complete
jet
for the
sweep.
first down and more.
And
Racing
again,
free is
get your
LeClaire.
playmaker
And
in
LeClaire is
space. He makes somebody
upended at
miss,
the
and he's
10-yard
getting
line
for
by
it.
Seneca
Now,
DeRocher
BFA
on a
is in the
touchdown-saving.
red zone defense. Now they got to rally.
Bobwhites had a 1st and goal from the 9 on their last offensive series. Came away with 0 points. Now the Bobwhite defense will potentially look to return the favor on a 1st and goal from the 10. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Motion once again. Kelly takes a snap. Handoff in the backfield. Makes one tackler miss. And Woodland racing towards the end zone. And Woodland is down to the 1.
Yeah, and BFA had about 4 missed tackles there, and we were talking how BFA has been tackling
miss,
well.
and Woodland racing towards the end zone, and Woodland is down to the 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a much better job forcing Woodland to turn up instead of able to take that down. But you're right, Brad. 3 missed tackles gave Woodland another 6 yards. 2nd and goal from the BFA 1. SeaWolves looking to knot things up here in the first half. 7:08 remaining. Woodland, the slot man to the far side. That's Paris, splits out wide the far side. That's Woodland in motion. Fumble on the play, and Frazier takes it. Frazier trying to stiff arm, and Frazier in off the deflected snap for the score.
Yeah, and made it a foot race. Yeah, and he was smart. He kept stringing it out and knew sooner or later that's a smart play.
That's Woodland in motion.
That
Fumble on the play, and Frazier takes it.
Okay?
Frazier trying to stiff arm, and
yards.
Frazier in off the deflected snap for the score.
Yeah, and made it a foot race. Yeah, and he was smart. He kept stringing it
for
out.
The single on the PAT. That's Leclerc to hold. See if we can get a number as to the kicker. There's a snap. He gets it down. Kick is high enough, and it is good. With 6:53 remaining here in the first half, we've got a good one. It's BFA 7, the SeaWolves 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to Munson Field in South Burlington. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravlin on hand. Brad, again, South Burlington attacking the edge. What can BFA do to try to modify that defensively?
Whoever your edge setter is, when they are motioning to you, you got to come up and attack, or you got to widen out, okay, to account to set the edge.
That's Paris puts out wide the far side.
Worry about
in motion.
They have
fumble
to
on the play, and Frazier takes it.
Sure
Frazier trying to stiff arm, and Frazier in off the deflected snap for the score.
But right now, BFA's not motioning, not widening out, and not attacking as soon as they see that motion. It's a correctable adjustment.
Bobwhite defense. Kickoff return out on the field for the first time this evening. Bobwhites did win the coin toss and deferred to the second half, so the kick return team will be back out to start the third quarter.
And it's going to be interesting to see how BFA responds to this too.
Johnson Hunter to kick away here for the SeaWolves. A little pooch kick here to the near side. Fielding is Dakota Ryan. I don't know if I'd want to kick it to him because there he goes to the near sideline, tackled out of bounds at around the 43. That's a dangerous player to give the football to.
Yeah, and what I like about him is he wasn't looking east-west. He saw the little seam. He got what he could, and BFA is starting with good field position again, by their 40.
Bobwhite offense takes the field here. Cole Montaigne jogs in. They'll spot it down as they whip the football in here. And we'll place it at the Bobwhite 42-yard line. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Shotgun formation with a double wing formation in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff goes to Seneca DeRocher, who has some room on the far side, and DeRocher drives ahead, and he's going to be close to another BFA first down.
When he sees a seam, he throws it in another gear.
He takes it.
Yeah,
Double
he does. He runs
the backfield.
downhill.
Here's a snap,
and if
handoff
he keeps
goes to
doing
Seneca DeRocher, who has some room on the far side, and
the
DeRocher drives ahead, and he's going to be close to another
He'll
BFA
be off
first
to the
down.
races.
Sets up a 2nd and 1. Heading up under center now is Cole Montaigne. There's a snap. Handoff once again to DeRocher. And he picks up 3 on the carry.
Again, but moving the sticks, which is just what you want after, an excellent series by the SeaWolves. You get your confidence back. You get back in your groove. You start calming down, and you get back to going to work.
I mean, Chicago Lewis met him right at the line of scrimmage, but DeRocher was able to, again, be able to kind of rub off that first would-be tackle and end up with positive yardage. And a first down.
Like how that kid competes.
A little confusion here by Rathburn, who now gets set on the near side. Now motion in the backfield. And it's going to be a quick pitch here to the near side to Seneca DeRocher. Finds the seam, drives ahead, brings along a would-be tackler, and picks up 7, call it 8.
And what I like about his vision is even though he's obviously a very quick kid, he's not always looking to try to run out wide.
Finds the seam,
as soon as he
drives
sees
ahead,
that seam,
brings along a would-be tackler, and picks up 7, call it 8. And that's not, that's something that's very difficult to teach.
It can be frustrating. But you like his confidence, and he squares up, and he runs behind his pads.
Second and call it 2 here for the Bobwhites. Under center is Montaigne. Counter here to the far side to Dakota Rye, and Dakota Rye off the counter picks up 10 yards and a Bobwhite first down.
Yep. Get him going one direction, then go against the grain. Counter's always been a staple of the wing T offense.
Almost looks like the old smash counter.
Yep.
First and 10 for BFA. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. All knotted up at 7.
I mean, BFA's already got a rush, I think, close to 200 yards, if not more, already this half.
Cole Montaigne comes in from the far sideline with the play call. Offense breaks the huddle. Colby Williams splits out. Little pitch here to Seneca DeRocher. Stutter steps, lowers his shoulder, and lands at the 30-yard line off the tackle.
And they had him at the line of scrimmage, and he still makes something out of nothing.
Call it a 2-yard pickup. Sets up a 2nd and 8 at the 31 of the SeaWolves. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half, so Jeff Murray and the Bobwhites have a full complement of their timeouts and really can use any play in the playbook at this point.
Got all the time in the world.
Montaigne under center. There's the snap. Handoff over and looking to break outside. It's Dakota Rye. He's got to see him. There goes Rye to the far side to the 10. Tries the stiff arm and is tackled at the 10.
Yeah, and that's when the offense gets at its most dangerous. Is you can't sit on just one person.
Over and looking to break outside. It's Dakota Rye. He's got to see him. There goes Rye to the far side to the 10. Tries the stiff arm and is tackled at the 10.
Nice counters
we've seen so far this evening by that Bobwhite offense.
Yep, and again, you're trying to keep the defense honest.
So 1st and goal from the 10. This is where the Bobwhites found themselves on their last offensive series, but came away with no points. They'll look to improve upon that this go-around. Motion in the backfield. There's a snap. Quick pitch here to Seneca DeRocher. And DeRocher races here to the near side. Turns the corner, and he's down to the 5 and spun out around the 4. They're going to say his foot touched the line at the 5.
And he started to churn up for a split second. They started sucking in, and then he made a foot race to the outside. His vision is excellent.
So 2nd and goal from the 5 here for the Bobwhite offense. Clock does stop at 3:03 remaining in the first half with DeRocher stepping out of bounds. Now we've got a timeout taken defensively by the SeaWolves. Brad, is something the coaching staff saw or any sense as to the reason for the timeout here?
I think when you're that deep in your zone, it's just to get everybody settled in, talk about down and distance, what responsibility is, what their keys are. Just getting that moment where they don't get all caught up, where you get recentered, and just remind them, here's what you need to do. When you start chasing, that's when you get burned.
Timeout comes with 3:03 remaining here in the first half. Again, 7-7 our score. All right, we see both squads heading back towards the line of scrimmage. BFA offense was huddled around their head coach and also offensive coordinator Jeff Murray. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Montaigne up under center. That's DeRocher And Rye takes the handoff, and he is hit hard down around the 1.
Yeah, but again, got the lane, got progress, moving forward. And the SeaWolves have 9 guys in the box. They're coming. And BFA is still getting yards.
So 3rd and goal. Ball looks to be right at the 1-yard line, Brad. See what head coach Jeff Murray dials up. Again, he's happy to have the clock tick down here. 2:29 remaining. They're going to roll out a traditional wing tee backfield. Split their tight end out wide. Handoff goes straight to Seneca Drusher. Rolls in for a BFA touchdown. Late call there by that far line official. He was nodding his head up and down, but it took a little while for his arms to make their way into the air.
Big drive by BFA, and again,
out wide. Handoff goes straight to
SeaWolves.
Seneca Drusher. Rolls in for
with BFA.
A BFA touchdown. Late call there by that far line official. He was nodding his head up and down, but
BFA is still able to get 36 inches.
Drusher was able to muscle that in as he was met at the line of scrimmage. There's a snap. Flags down. I think South Burlington may have been offsides. The kick was good. We're going to have an encroachment. Let's see. Let me give some time to the officials. I should not try to get ahead of them.
They don't like that.
They do look to be talking to Bobwhite offense, but they seem to blow the whistle prior to the kick. At least that's what it seemed like from the press box, but kick is good. So they're just going to count it. Bobwhites will take that. And with that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 2:10 remaining in the first half, it's BFA 14, the SeaWolves 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Munson Field here in South Burlington. Brad Raveling, Tate Brooks. Brad, the SeaWolves have 2:10 remaining in the half, 2 timeouts. What do you expect to see out of them offensively?
I think it depends on the field position. I'm sure that they're going to look to attack the edges as long as everything being equal, they got reasonable football positioning on the field, i.e. they're not backed up into their own end. I haven't seen the SeaWolves take shots down the field, but they've got time. 2 minutes, okay, in today's era with 2 timeouts is a world of time.
Clock also stops when they move the sticks in high school football.
Yep.
So that adds a little additional.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you see some really good coaches, their clock management, that's when it really sticks out.
Frady's to kick away here for the Bobwhites. Getting a little squib kick and takes a bit of a hop. The ball is loose on the ground at the 30, and the Bobwhites almost nearly came away with a squib kick onside.
Which would have been perfect, but a
and
nice
line
drive.
Bit of a hop. Ball is loose on the ground at the 30, and the Bobwhites almost nearly came away with a.
Now the SeaWolves got 70 yards. They got to go.
We do have an injured SeaWolf out on the field. But, again, special teams-wise, again, we talked about in our pregame, coming in, a lot of athleticism by this SeaWolves team, and you can see special teams-wise, BFA does not want to give them any sort of, kick return opportunity.
No, BFA wants to make them earn everything. Don't give them a cheap score, especially when it's a young team that's been struggling a little bit, right? You don't want to give them that big play, which gets them all excited and that momentum swinging and hopping.
Want to remind our hometown audience that the Bobwhites will be back in St. Albans next Friday. Northwest Access TV will be there as the Bobwhites host CVU next Friday at 7 o'clock. That will be homecoming for BFA, which is always a festive evening with fireworks at the half. So if you can make it to the game, great. But if not, sit back, relax, and tune in to Northwest Access TV. We'll bring you the coverage and the fireworks next Friday.
And few communities are supportive of their sports teams the way that the BFA St. Albans area is.
So here we go, South Burlington offense on the field with 2:07 remaining in the first half. They've got 2 timeouts in their pocket. We'll see who's in quarterback. It's been Kelly all in the first half. And indeed, it still is. Back to pass. Kelly steps up, fires deep across the middle, and intercepted by Frades. Frades to the 40. Frades cuts across the grain here to the 30. Frades stutter steps, now races to the 25, lowers the shoulder, and takes it all the way down to the Seahorses' 12-yard line.
Big play. Undercut the route and made the nice pick. Turnovers, is such an important thing. When you win the turnover battle, you're going to win football games.
Brad, we were just talking about next week's game against CVU. You were talking about the support that St. Albans provides its athletic teams. I got to tell you, with Frades' interception here at Munson Field, you heard a big roar. There's a lot of folks from St. Albans who made the trek down Interstate 89 today.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50.
So the Bobwhites trying to make this a 2-score game with 1:50 remaining here in the first half. There's a snap, handoff to Seneca DeRocher.
Yeah, that surprised me a little bit because Seneca didn't really hit the hole the way he normally does. He was high. Usually he's low and he's like he's shot out of a cannon.
Does pick up a couple on the play, sets up a 2nd and 8. Again, head coach Jeff Murray just enjoying keeping it on the ground here and milking that clock. Bobwhites now go to a shotgun formation with Montaigne. Takes down a high snap. Ball's loose on the ground, and the Bobwhites recover. Bobwhites almost returned the favor on the turnover, but alertly falling onto the ball for the Bobwhites was number 44, Sean Beauregard.
And that's the best you can do in that situation. When the ball's loose like that, you live to fight another day. Game management.
Speaking of game management, you do wonder, maybe looking at 3rd and 8, now we're going to have a timeout by BFA. You know, what head coach Jeff Murray decides to do here. Do you go for it into the end zone, or do you milk the clock down? I guess, I don't know. What do you think, Coach?
Well, the most important thing is to get 7 points on the board.
Okay.
Right? So I think there's a couple of things here. They can get a first down without scoring.
And they still have all their timeouts.
Yep.
So looking at a 3rd and 8, you're calling up a play to pick up 8 yards.
Yeah, and I think that they're still going to be susceptible to the play action because BFA's had so much success running the ball, which means the way that the SeaWolves have been defending, they have to play man-to-man coverage. And the way that the outside linebackers are packing in to account for BFA's running game between the tackles, that means that the quick slant or the quick seam route should be open.
So here we go, everyone. 3rd and 8 for the Bobwhites. Ball at around the 12-yard line. Shotgun formation here.
And no safety high.
Play action pass, rolling here to the near side and firing it towards the end zone. High and incomplete. In and out of the hands, I believe, of number, I don't know if that is Dakota Rye or. Was Dakota Rye. And looks like the Bobwhites will likely go for with 48 seconds, they're looking at 4th and 8, and they are going to kick the field goal. This will be about a 30-yard field goal attempt for Frades. There's a snap. High snap gets down. Frades' kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right. So the Bobwhites unable to come away with any points after that turnover. And the SeaWolves, Brad, twice here this evening, have been able to hold defensively.
Yep, that's concerning. A 1st and goal in a red zone and no points in either 2 times, where BFA theoretically could be up 28-7. Now it's still a 1-score game. And they got a little time, although they'll probably be conservative here considering the position on the field. but BFA does get the ball at the start of the second half.
It's a good point. Bobwhites will get the ball to start the third quarter. With the missed field goal, they should place that ball at the 20-yard line with 45 seconds remaining, and the SeaWolves with 2 timeouts, I believe, remaining. Maybe 1? 2 or 1? I'm losing track.
I think it's 2, but don't quote me.
I think it's 2. Of course, now I look at the scoreboard, which actually does indicate 2.
Well, we were right.
Shouldn't rely on my memory. Botch snap and fumble, and Kelly comes up with it. Leans ahead for no gain. Certainly not the play call that Chad Wolf wanted to see.
No, but they got the ball back, so halftime. There's no urgency right now to get onto that line of scrimmage.
Possibly the last play of the first half here for the SeaWolves. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. It's going to be a trips formation here to the near side. There's a snap. Back to passes Kelly. Heavy pressure, and Kelly is taken down. Sack by number 40, Gavin Frades.
And nobody picked him up. He waited a second, and then he went.
So that's the note the Bobwhites will end on for the first half as the horn sounds. Our score at the half, BFA 14, the South Burlington SeaWolves 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to Munson Field in South Burlington. Brad Ravelin, Tate Brooks on hand as we get ready to start the second half. Brad, your thoughts on the first half?
If I'm the SeaWolves, I'm actually happy. I'm only down 1 touchdown considering how much success BFA was having running the football. BFA defensively has got to set the edge. And what they got to do is when you're in the red zone, you got to have touchdowns. And if they do that, protect the ball, they're going to win this game. But this is anybody's game right now.
Well, again, as we were talking about in our pregame show, the SeaWolves really were well prepared and played Hartford very well last week. We were just talking to an old friend of mine and a really good coach in his own right, Josh Safran, who was the head coach for Winooski. And he was at that game, and he said that Chad Wolf did a phenomenal job preparing his team. And as I said in the pregame, Chad Wolf's a very good coach, and you can see his kids are playing hard, and they're playing smart in terms of their scheme. So the Bobwhites on 4 possessions within the 10-yard line come away with a couple of touchdowns, but also on 2 of those possessions came away with 0 points. Yeah, and that's a win for the defense, is that anytime that you leave points off the scoreboard, that's the win for the defense. Well, the Bobwhites will have an opportunity to make a statement here to start the second half. As we made note, they won the coin toss to start the game, but deferred until the second half, so they'll send out their kick return team here in about 30 seconds. Yep. I'm not sure what adjustments the Seahorses can make. They are throwing the kitchen sink at BFA now with their defense. Bobwhite special teams unit huddled up on the far side of the field around the 30-yard line. 2 seconds, 1 second. Horn sounds here to get the players all lined up to do the second half kickoff. But it's always fun to watch when you're seeing a close game at halftime. Coaches, they make their adjustments and seeing how they respond accordingly. We'll have to wait at least a bit to see how the adjustments may look for the BFA defense on the second half, because, again, I'm sure head coach Jeff Murray is going to want his offense out there for a bit and moving the football to start the third quarter. Yeah, and again, you take a look at the rush yards, as BFA had to have about 200 yards on the ground. Onside kick, and BFA comes up with it. So Burlington, South Burlington, officials say that BFA have the ball. Coach, Chad Wolf trying to take advantage. And that was well executed. He hit it just right. If the BFA player didn't do a good job recovering it, that is easily the SeaWolves ball. He's not afraid to take chances. Again, obviously the hands team not out for BFA. Their normal kick return team, offensive lineman up front. Now here's the downside. You just gave BFA the ball at midfield. Well, let's see if the Bobwhites can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
1st and 10, nose of the football right at the 50-yard line. Thomas DeMar splits out wide here to the near side. Montaigne under center, handoff straight ahead to Seneca DeRocher, who lowers his shoulder and picks up 4, maybe 5 on the carry.
Yep, and he's been having an excellent game. He had an excellent first half.
Call it 2nd and 6. Bobwhite's been on the ground almost exclusively this evening. Only a couple of passes. One a tight end dump, the other a little screen flare pass over to Seneca DeRocher. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead once again. Bouncing off one defender is DeRocher. But again, they tackle him, pulling him forward.
Yeah, I would love to see what his stats are for yards after contact.
They don't quite give him that mark, though. They kind of mark him down where he was originally stood up. So it costs Bobwhites a yard. It's going to set up a 3rd and about 3 here at the SeaWolves 43-yard line. Montaigne up under center. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper over on the far side is Montaigne. He has the corner, lowers his shoulder, and slides out of bounds. Has enough for the first down.
Perfect time to call that when you've been establishing that fullback and everybody's sagging in already. And a nice job riding and, again, knowing where the first down marker was. That was well executed. And that was important.
Sets up a 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the SeaWolves 39. DeMar splits out wide here to the near side. Telfer splits out wide on the far side. There's a snap, back to pass. Stepping back, Warfling deep to Telfer, one-on-one, and he comes down with it. Flags fly. Telfer, even though there's going to be pass interference against the SeaWolves, comes down with the pass reception.
And I like that they took a shot, is that keep him honest, and he had him beat. And BFA is going to benefit from this. That was a nice call. I like that.
Nice ball also by Montaigne.
Montaigne is not afraid to throw it downfield.
Pass interference to call against the SeaWolves, excuse me. Bobwhite's going to decline the penalty call and take the reception. And once again, Brad, it looks like, well, the officials wonder if Coach Murray is looking for tacking on the pass interference after the catch. That's a guess, as the officials now huddle back up.
Yeah. But again, throw downfield, you keep them honest, and then that's in the back of their heads. And BFA's had some success throwing the ball this year.
Officials taking their time here. Again, head coach Jeff Murray, Rusty Brandon, arms on their hips. Flag still rests at around the 9-yard line. As the far official has yet to pick it back up. Still a couple flags out there, I should note. Pass interference against SeaWolves. Declined. First down. So, Brad, it's kind of like Groundhog Day here. 1st and goal for the Bobwhites at the 10-yard line. They're kind of batting 50% here, which in baseball is pretty good, but in football.
Actually, 33%, which gets you in the Hall of Fame in baseball.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, this is not baseball. So let's see if we can get 50% now after this.
All right, Montaigne up under center. Seahorses showing blitz. Handoff straight ahead. Seneca and moving ahead. Seneca DeRocher, and he drives his way.
Look at that effort.
Into the end zone for a BFA touchdown. Oh, Brad, yeah, you said it. What effort and determination by Seneca DeRocher.
There are certain guys that once they get near that zone, they just find another gear. I coached a Shrine Bowler a few years ago named Jesse Tucker. Anytime he was within the 3-yard line when he caught the pass, it was a touchdown because he just had that gear. And that's what this kid just did.
Frady's out for the PAT for the Bobwhites. Kelly Williams the hold. And we got movement all over the place here, and whistles go. I won't try to guess on this one.
But Seneca was not going to leave anything to chance here once he smelled that end zone.
Encroachment against the defense. And head coach Jeff Murray looks like he'll leave his team out there for the PAT, the single PAT. They'll move the ball 1 yard to the 1 yard line. Williams the hold, Frady's for the PAT. There's it. Hits it down under pressure, and it's blocked. Blocked. So the PAT no good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 9:33 remaining in the third quarter. It's BFA 20, South Burlington 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Ravelin here at Munson Field in South Burlington. Brad, your thoughts on that drive?
Well, that's exactly what BFA needed to do, and they needed to finish off, because if they didn't finish off, now it's getting into your head. But, again, I love the effort of Seneca, all right, every time, but especially there. It's like a shark with blood in the water. He saw the end zone, and he was going to finish it. It was like a rugby try.
Well, makes it a 2-score game. We'll see what the Bobwhites do defensively. Brad, what'd you see there on that PAT attempt?
What happened is that we were bobbling and taking too long in order to get it ready, which allowed the guy from the edge to come off and block. Theoretically, if we are executing properly, that guy never comes in and blocks, okay, that extra point. So that's just a thing that will get addressed and corrected in practice.
So here we go. Frady's to kick away. Bobwhites have been line driving and squib kicking their kickoffs, and they'll do it once again. Bounces at the 40 and field. The ball is still loose on the ground, but the SeaWolves come up with it at their own 40-yard line.
And they got great field position to start. Now we got to see how BFA adjusts, particularly in accounting for the jet sweep.
If you're just joining us, that's where the SeaWolves made their bread and butter, was attacking the outside.
Yep.
Back in the first half.
And setting everything off it, whether it was the off-tackle play or the passes off it.
All right. Looks like Nick Kelly is still in. Again, last week they alternated quarterbacks against Hartford, but Kelly has played every snap so far in tonight's game. Motion in the backfield, handoff here to Woodland. Woodland looking to turn the corner. Drives ahead and picks up 8, maybe 9 on the jet.
Yeah, BFA is not attacking the outside shoulder of the lead blocker. And that is what's allowing that seal and allowing the SeaWolves to get on the edge and get yards.
Sets up a 2nd and 8. As a coach, would you say that drives you batty?
Oh, absolutely, because you know what's happening and you know what needs to be done to fix it, and it's not happening.
2nd and 2. Motion again by Woodland. Now he hands it to Frazier. Frazier stutter steps. Frazier finds a seam in between, and he'll have enough for the first down.
And he's quick. You know, he's got those nice little feet, and I don't want to say it's dancing because he's picking up yards while he's doing it, but he shifts his gears.
Very shifty, and you're right, very quick feet for Frazier. So 1st and 10, South Burlington trying to answer after that Bobwhite touchdown here to start the third quarter. Trying to turn this back into a 1-score game. Kelly looks here to the near sideline. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. That's Frazier slot man here to the near side. Woodland slot man on the far side. That's Frazier in motion, and he'll take the handoff around the edge. Turns it upfield. Frazier still rushing, still not able to take him down. And Frazier will have the first down as you look. A huge gang of players finally able to wrap up Frazier, but good for 15 yards.
And again, Frazier's not a particularly big kid, and he's got good vision, just like Seneca does. He saw that the edge was set, and then he just turned in and shot through the lane.
So the SeaWolves able to run the football this week like Middlebury was not, but in a completely different manner.
Because they're attacking the edges.
Sets up a 1st and 10 at the Bobwhite 30-yard line. Motion again, handoff here to the near side. That's Woodland. Woodland not able to make the far side this time. Nice tackle by BFA.
Yep, number 21. Excellent job scraping and closing.
That's Justin Brown. Brown had a big first quarter for BFA, makes a nice tackle for no gain.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You got to set the edge, and you got to scrape over the top and pursue inside out, because if you're setting the edge with your edge setters and you're inside out, you're working to trap the ball carrier.
2nd and 10. LeClaire splits out wide to the far side of the field. Motion by Woodland. Play action, looking to pass is Kelly. Kelly, lots of time, now pulls it down, picks up a block on the far side, now racing with the football, fires it upfield, and it's caught by Woodland. Woodland to the 20, and Woodland pushed out of bounds around the BFA 15.
Beautiful composure. You know, he was scrambling. He saw the guy come because he was caught between him and the receiver. He just flipped it to his receiver. Nice work.
Sometimes you just need to tip your cap to the other team. Woodland, great concentration to pull that in. Picks up the 1st down. SeaWolves now at the Bobwhite 14-yard line. 6:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. BFA with a 20-7 lead. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. 3 receivers set to the near side. Here's a snap. Hand off to Frazier. Frazier trying to take it wide. Cuts up between the tackles. And minimal gain. Good job there defensively, Brad, by that Bobwhite defense.
That time, setting the edge and scraping across, not giving these seams. When defensive linemen are blowing way up the field, that's what causes these picket fence openings for a guy like that to shoot through. You want to play flat down the line, take away cutbacks.
James Harrison on the tackle there for BFA. Sets up a 2nd and 10. 2 receivers set here to the near side. That's Frazier flanking him. Woodland in motion. Woodland takes it on the jet play on the far side. Has all sorts of running room, but good job. BFA turns him inside. Now spinning him around and wraps him up after about a 3-yard, maybe 4-yard carry.
Yeah, nice rally by BFA there. BFA is not bouncing out their edge guys, which is what's allowing the SeaWolves to get those seals and to be able to attack the perimeter.
Sets up a 3rd and 6. Nose of the football at the Bobwhite 10. Got some changes here. Number 80 coming into the game. Now we're going to have a timeout called by head coach Chad Wolf of the SeaWolves. Looks like some personnel changes and a little bit of a mix-up there.
Yep, but it's an important series right now because you got a chance to go and score a touchdown. You want to make sure everybody is on the same page because you have 2 cracks here. You could get a 1st down, but this is really 2 more downs. You don't want to have a miscommunication lead to a bad play that takes points off the board if you're the SeaWolves.
Gorgeous weather here in South Burlington at Munson Field here this Friday evening. Great crowd on hand as well. Number of BFA Bobwhite fans making the trek south on Interstate 89 for tonight's game.
You know, and that's the thing that I always appreciated when I played and coached at BFA, but I really learned to appreciate that when I coached at other high schools. That support and that willingness to travel and support that BFA has with its fans.
So here we go, 3rd and 5. Kelly is in. Looks like the SeaWolves are going to roll out a 3-receiver set here to the near side and going to place Frazier in the backfield. He'll line up just to the left of Kelly. There's a snap. Going to be a little bit of an option play. Kelly fires into the end zone, has his man close to the 1st down marker. We'll see how they spot it. It's either going to be 4th and inches or 1st down at the 5. And we'll see if we'll have our first measurement of the game, and indeed we will. The officials look to bring in the chains. Brad, anything you saw on that play?
Nope, just nice execution. Again, they're going to attack the edges, and that's what they're looking to do and put defenders in conflict. If the defender is coming up to attack the quarterback, then he's flipping it to his receiver. If the receiver is covering because the defender's staying with it, then the quarterback keeps it.
So here comes the chain crew. They had to come from all the way on the other side of the field.
What you see a lot of what Chad Wolf is doing, even though it's spread, it is wing T concepts. They are putting one defender in conflict.
So here we go. They'll put the chains down, and from here it looks like they're just short by about a foot. So 4th and a foot here.
This is going to be an interesting call by the SeaWolves because traditionally you think, okay, we're going to go between the tackles. But that's not the way that the SeaWolves are geared against BFA, although they may run the jet motion and then try to QB keep or power off that.
All right, they extend the chains once again to reset the ball. So here we go. 4th and inches for the SeaWolves. Ball spotted at the BFA 5-yard line. SeaWolves have had a couple of defensive stops. We'll see if the Bobwhites are able to turn the tables here on this try. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Looks like they got Frazier in the backfield with Kelly, and they're going to go shotgun on 4th and inches. Motion in the backfield. There's a snap. And the handoff straight ahead to Frazier. And Frazier still running forward. And he appears he'll have the first down. Needed 6 inches. Looks like he picked up the full yard.
Yeah. Look to influence with the jet motion and then go straight ahead to get the foot or two.
All right. They set the ball down. Well, yeah, there's the signal by the official.
All right, now if you're BFA, you go right back to work. You buckle down and say 4 downs. Let's get this ball back without them scoring.
.435 remaining in the third quarter. Bobwhites with a 20-7 lead. LeClaire splits out wide to the near side. 2 receivers set on the far side motion. Handoff here around the edge to Woodland. Woodland is stacked up and taken down. Minimal gain, maybe 1 or 2 on the carry.
And a good rally by the BFA defense there. Stack him up and push him back because these kids play hard, just like our kids when they run the ball. They're not stopping.
They're going to say no gain on Woodland's carry. Sets up a 2nd and goal from the 5. Frady's in on the tackle there for the Bobwhites.
Yep, and if you're a defense, you go 3 more downs.
2 receivers set here to the near side.
And BFA's tightening right up on the guys.
And quarterback option here to the near side, and BFA sniffs out Kelly. Kelly picks up a couple.
Yep. And because we're close to a goal line situation, Rusty's having his corners walk up and lock up on the SeaWolf receivers.
Ball spotted at the 4. 3rd and goal from the 4. Bobwhite defense holding strong here.
And now you say 2 more downs.
Down to 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. LeClaire splits out wide to the far side. Kelly shotgun formation. There's a snap. Hands off. Frazier in the backfield, dips and doos, and he's still running loose, and finally he's taken down for a loss. But Frazier just showing you there how explosive and hard he is to take down.
And the nice second effort, right? Now BFA says 1 more down. Now we lock him up. And this is frustrating if you're the SeaWolves because you start at the 5 and you have nothing to show for it. It's 3 downs later.
All right. SeaWolves look to be going for it on 4th and goal from the 5. Going to have to speed things up here.
Yep. They may take a timeout if necessary.
Still talking things over here. Now looking at their armbands. Counting down the clock here, and now we're going to have a delay of game as there we go.
And that's huge. That's big.
I mean, at that point, you're looking at a 4th and goal from a 10. Does Chad Wolf decide to maybe – and I'm not sure what their kicking game looks like, but –
I'm not so sure about that at this stage because considering where you are and you're down by 2 touchdowns. But I've talked about this before. As I always taught, my teams, there's 5 or 6 plays that define a game. This coming up is going to be one of them.
You got that, Coach. Here we go. 4th and goal. Ball now spotted at the 10-yard line. We'll say this. The South Burlington offense has moved the ball better with more room. And Kelly calls his own number, fires in the end zone, high and incomplete. And the Bobwhite defense holds.
And that's a sign of a good defense. They had the ball at the 5-yard line, and BFA didn't let them score. That negates the one that South Burlington held us to.
So 2 offensive possessions here so far in the third quarter, Brad. We're down to 1:48.
This is like when you and I used to play back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, where
throw the football wide. What's that?
We're getting fancy.
Man, some of those squads would throw the ball, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times a game.
That's if we were airing it out.
All right, Montaigne up under center. Hands off here to Dakota Rye. Driving ahead. Picks up 3 on the carry.
And this is a big drive for BFA as well.
I mean, if they can come away with points on this series, that's
milk the clock.
Second and 7, down to 1:20 here in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in, BFA leads the SeaWolves 20-7. Montaigne up under center. Seneca DeRocher takes the handoff at the fullback position. Not a lot there on this one. Minimal gain, maybe a pickup of 1. He stacked up by a host of SeaWolves.
Yeah. I mean, the SeaWolves are challenging BFA to throw the ball, and I will tell you on the left side, there's a real golden opportunity because the safety is cheating over to where the tight end is.
Well, on that left side, I mean, that's where the Bobwhites were able to exploit things on that first series of the third quarter on that big pass play in reception.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the gap because the safety is cheating over to where the tight end is, and the corner's on an island on the left side. You run a quick slant, he heads up. There's nothing.
3 receivers set on that far side of the field. There's a snap. We got whistles. And what do we got? A timeout taken by BFA.
Nope. We want to think it over, make sure everybody's on the same page.
Timeout coming with 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Want to remind our viewing audience that Northwest Access TV will be with you back next week, this time at home next Friday versus CVU. That's homecoming for BFA. Should have a great crowd on hand and fireworks at the half. If you can't make it to the Collins Pearly, again, tune on in and we'll show you the magic here on Northwest Access TV. Certainly a big game for BFA tonight. Anytime you play an 8-game regular season, they can come away with a win tonight, 3-1, then head home where basically 3 of their next 3 games are all at home.
Yeah, and again, like we said, this is a young team, so that first part of the season is really important because you're growing.
So here we go, 3 receiver set for the Bobwhite offense. Shotgun formation here for Montaigne. Takes a snap, rolls out to that far side. Still looking downfield, fires it high, and it is incomplete. Bit of a dangerous throw there, but
yeah. And he did have his deep receiver open if he had the time to plant his feet and fall through.
So it sets up a 4th and about 7. And Brad, for the first time this evening, it appears the Bobwhites are going to have to punt.
You are correct, which tells you how good BFA's run game has been tonight.
Seneca DeRocher will step back to his 1-yard line. 2 punt returners back. High snap. DeRocher gets it down. Kick high, end over end kick under heavy pressure, and will take a bit of a Seahorses roll and down at the Bobwhite 20.
Yep. So good work by the Seahorses. There is a flag though.
Flag on the far side of the field. We'll see if this breathes new life into BFA. Against BFA.
Nope. So BFA's
illegal formation. Seahorses will decline that.
So BFA's got its back against the wall again. Now twice the Seahorses, the Seawolves, held BFA's pointless in these situations. Now BFA's got to answer the call again.
7 seconds remaining in the third quarter, likely the last play of the third quarter. Sam Paris splits out wide to the far side of the field. Kelly in at quarterback. Frazier lines up to the left of him. Motion by Woodland. They let him go through. Handoff goes to Frazier between the tackles, and Frazier stood up. Miles Frazier breaks free here to the near side, and he's taken down to the BFA 4-yard line as the horn sounds.
Yeah, again, this kid runs hard.
With that, we'll take a timeout. Our score at the end of the third quarter, BFA 20, Burlington South, Burlington 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Raveling at Munson Field here in South Burlington. Brad, Seawolves now looking at a 1st and goal from the Bobwhite 5.
Yeah, and BFA's already been in this position in the third quarter, and they rallied. Can they do it again?
So the Seahorse defense thus far this evening stopped BFA twice from 10 yards in. Bobwhites have returned the favor once to the Seawolves. They'll see if they can knot things up at 2 each on that front.
Yeah, and that's a real sign of a tough team mentally, is how they compete in these situations.
Now, Brad, is there anything defensively you can kind of get off that last defensive series? Like, hey, we already did this once, guys. We can do this again?
Yep, is that, hey, challenge these guys. You know what? They got good athletes. So do we. So let's man up across the board, and you take care of your guy. And you trust your teammates to do theirs.
All right. Welcome to the start of the fourth quarter. And it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. Kelly, shotgun formation, handoff here to Frazier to the near side. Frazier trying to outrun it to the corner and is in for the Seawolf touchdown.
Yep. Again, been attacking the edges and been having success with that all game.
So that touchdown taking only 4 seconds off the clock, so plenty of time here. You heard the student section erupt there with that touchdown by the Seawolves and Frazier.
Yeah, and that is the advantages of when you are the home crowd. You get that surge when things go your way.
The student section over on that side of the field, over in that corner of the end zone. PATs become incredibly important here now.
Especially because BFA missed one.
Late substitution here for the Seawolves. The wingback checks into the game. There's a snap. They get it down. The kick is up. It's high enough, and it is good. Our score with 11:56 remaining in the fourth quarter is BFA Bobwhites 20, the Seawolves 14. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Brad Raveling here to Munson Field in South Burlington. Brad, we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, and it's fun to see because we're seeing some competitors on both sides. I like seeing kids that, you know what, you get knocked on your duff, you get back up, you dust yourself and go, okay, let's go have another go. And like we were talking, is that the Seahorses are 0-3. They don't play like that. These kids are competing. But you know what? BFA's got some tough kids too. Let's see how they respond.
Yeah, again, Hartford's 3-0, but the Seawolves gave the Hurricane all they could handle last week.
Yep.
And they're doing the same thing with BFA here this Friday evening.
Yeah, and that's a testament to the kids that are on the field and the coaches on the staff.
Now, the kick return team out for BFA kind of set for the onside kick. They got their hands unit out. Only one
They're
player.
a little paranoid with good reason.
All right, we'll see what the Seawolves decide to dial up on the kickoff. Again, 10 Bobwhite players hanging out within 10 yards. It's a little pooch kick on that far side, right where there's some space. And the ball is free, and Seneca DeRocher breaks free on the far side, and DeRocher is finally wrapped up on the 31-yard line.
Yeah, anytime he
Touches
that ball. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Bobwhites trying to put some points on the board here and make this, once again, a two-score game. Critical drive here offensively here for BFA.
This is a big drive.
Bobwhites will huddle up. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Montaigne under center. Here's a snap. Handoff straight ahead to DeRocher. Not a whole lot of running room there this go-around.
Yep, and the SeaWolves are making their adjustments. They're doing a better job in that tackle box. And we're not hitting the hole the way that we were earlier in the game.
Going to be a loss of 1, sets up a 2nd and 11. 11:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side of the field. Motion in the backfield. Quick pitch here to the near side. That's Dakota Rye. Rye still on his feet, picks up a couple. Sets up a 3rd and long for BFA.
Yep, and that's a situation that favors the SeaWolves, and BFA is in a passing situation now.
Well, the Bobwhites, again, they scored on their first possession of the second half, playing with a short field. Again, SeaWolves went for the onside kick where BFA really picked up that yardage was on that pass play.
Yep. But they also had the element of surprise because they were forcing SeaWolves to account for the run.
Montaigne takes the snap, has some time, fires over the middle, and deflected, and almost picking up the reception was number 21, Dakota Rye. Justin Brown.
Yep, and now BFA has to punt, and you can feel that momentum shifting now.
So for the second consecutive series, the Bobwhites forced a punt. Again, 0 punts in the first half, and now back-to-back offensive series. Seahorses brought some pressure the last go-around. DeRocher just got it off last time. There's a snap, and I think we've got movement defensively on that far side.
That's what it looked like to me, too. But it'll still be 4th down.
Again, it was 4th and 9, so they'll march at 5. So both special team units will stay out on the field. Now we've got all sorts of movement defensively here for the Seahorses. There's a snap. DeRocher gets it under and calls his own number, racing for it, and going to be right around the first post.
Depends on where they spot it.
So DeRocher brought that down. The far side official looks like it's enough. The question is the near side official. And boy, that's going to be close, folks. First down for BFA. Wow.
Ooh. And that was not designed.
No, it was kind of a high snap.
I think he's a little concerned because the other one was so close to being blocked and wasn't a good punt. He saw the lane and he took off.
So that encroachment penalty ends up costing the SeaWolves.
Yep. And those little things can make such a big difference.
Well, see if the Bobwhite offense can regroup there after that quick play by DeRocher picking up that first down. Here's a snap. Pitch over the far side of DeRocher. Has a little bit of running lane. Colors the shoulder. There he goes. And they're trying to strip the ball loose. And DeRocher shoves off one defender. Still running downfield for 15 yards.
And the mistake that was being made there is that, you know what, I want guys to look for the strip of the football, but it's got to be the second or third guy in. If you're the first guy that's trying to strip the ball, especially a kid like Seneca, he's going to shake you off, and he's going to pick up more yards.
He's just too strong.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I always emphasize. First guy, wrap. Second or third guy goes for the strip.
Well, that's a big first down, Brad. I got to think just at least mentally for this offense.
It is, because now they're getting their groove, and now that's got to be playing the back of the Seawolves' head.
Montaigne heads back up under center. There's a snap. Dakota Rye. Whoa, he's met only a pickup of one, maybe two on the carry. He was stood up.
He hit that hole hard, and then he was greeted equally as hard by number 74 from the SeaWolves, who covers a lot of space. Nice execution by the defender.
8:48 remaining here at Munson Field in South Burlington. Cole Montaigne breaks the huddle. Long count, there's a snap. Hand off to Dakota Rye again on that far side. This time he finds a little seam and squirts ahead for a pickup of 4.
Yeah, and now starting to get a little bit more of their groove. They're starting to settle in.
Ball now spotted at the 39-yard line. Now they're going to spot it at the 40. Third and 4.
I would think that this is 4 down territory.
Yeah, with the pressure that the SeaWolves have shown in their punt return game, I agree with you, Coach. Barring a big setback here. I'm sure Coach Murray on this trips formation just wants to pick up the third down. Quick pitch here, and that almost looked like that was going to be a halfback option pass. Seneca DeRocher are going to be just short of the first down, setting up a 4th and 1. It looks like he took that pitch, and maybe I'm all wrong, but it looks like he was looking downfield. But
I wasn't sure because I was watching the edge play by number 42 for the SeaWolves, who did a good job shedding the block and keeping them from making that into a first down.
So here we go, 4th and 2. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Bobwhites going for it here. That's their quarterback, Cole Montaigne, jogging back into the huddle after picking the play call from Jeff Murray. And we're going to have a timeout. Yeah, I could see time was starting to, saw the back judge starting to count things down, and Bobwhites alertly use a timeout there, Coach.
Yep, that is the smart thing to do in this situation.
So 7:07 remaining here. Important offensive series for BFA. An important 4th down here for BFA.
Yeah, this is big for both teams. You know, winning 3rd downs and winning 4th downs. You know, there's certain things that you look at as a coach. The winning over the turnover battle, who had, you know, more time possession, who had fewer penalties, and being able to convert on 3rd and 4th down.
I mean, one thing as far as penalties go, it's been a fairly light evening, thankfully, in that category.
Yep, absolutely. Nothing worse than that, you know, taken away. This has been a good game.
So here we go. If you're just tuning in, 20-14 BFA leads. 7:07 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Bobwhites looking at a 4th and 2 at the SeaWolves 37-yard line. Cole Montaigne under center. There's a snap. Hands up. He calls his own number on the bootleg. He has all sorts of running room, and Montaigne dives ahead for the BFA first down.
And if he got a block on the edge, that could have been 6.
It would have been 6. You're right,
but
Coach.
BFA, and by proxy the Steelers for years on 3rd and 4th and short, love the belly keep. It is such a hard play to defend.
I mean, the defense just bites completely on that fullback.
And you have to honor it.
I mean, and again, the way Seneca DeRocher has been running the football from that position, you do have to honor it.
Yep, absolutely.
So the Bobwhites pick up a crucial first down. DeRocher lines up directly behind his quarterback, Cole Montaigne, who takes a snap back to pass under pressure. Now racing here to the near side, dumps it up high in the air and incomplete under heavy pressure. He was looking for Seneca out of the backfield.
Yeah, and SeaWolves were coming downhill on that, and that's something that when you got that many guys in the box coming, it's got to be a quick throw. It's got to be a quick pattern to get the ball out of his hands.
I mean, Cole Montaigne was heading backwards getting that ball off, so not really able to get much accuracy on it.
No. He hasn't had – when he has a chance to set his feet, he does very well.
Sets up a 2nd and 10 from the 30, shotgun formation. There's a snap. Hand off to Seneca DeRocher on the far side. Still on his feet. Seneca DeRocher going to be close to a BFA first down.
Yeah, and get into a 3rd and 2, so situation. As we said before, yards after contact. I'd love to see what his stats are. And especially because he's wearing now on the SeaWolves defense.
Sets up a 3rd and about 1.5. 5:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bobwhites with a 6-point lead. Montaigne up under center. There's a snap. And straight ahead to DeRocher. He breaks one tackle, and he's still driving ahead down to the 15 and down to the 14 where they're going to whistle him. So a big 3rd down conversion by the Bobwhites and Seneca DeRocher.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the SeaWolves are having a little bit of that hangover, giving up that first down still.
On that 4th and 4 on the...
Yeah, which you can't do that. You have to go right back to work and focus on the task at hand. And BFA is now starting to run downhill.
I mean, instead of being down by 6 points and at the BFA 30-yard line, that gave BFA a first down, and they've been marching since then.
5 or 6 plays a game.
1st and 10 here. Shotgun here from Montaigne. Takes the snap, hands off to Seneca DeRocher, who's met in the backfield.
Nice play.
It's going to be a loss of 4, call it 5. And again, Bobwhites need to come away with points here. They certainly want the touchdown, but frankly, they would settle for 3
because it would be a 2-score game, and that's what they got to do in this situation.
Frady's missed from 30 yards out back in the first half. Montaigne up under center. Seahorse is showing blitz. And stutter step on that far side. I think that's Dakota Rye. Picks up 4, sets up a 3rd and long, sets up a 3rd in about 11.
Yeah, but moving the ball towards the middle of the field because I think Coach Murray's looking, let's try to be careful. We actually got a good kicker. If we kick the field goal, it's still a 2-possession game.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Bobwhites up by 6. Montaigne with the play call in the huddle. They look to spread the field out with 4 receivers and a shotgun formation. There's a snap, back to pass. Firing it high, deep into the end zone. The far side, he's got a man. Incomplete. I believe that was Dakota Rye, broken up nicely. Rye almost came down with it in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, and took the shot, but I will tell you, the inside twin there was completely untouched. If he had run the slant or the hook there, there's nobody near because they're accounting for the deep threat.
So here we go, 4th and 11, and Frady's heads back out for what will be about a 31-yard attempt, 32 yards. High snap, and we've got a flag. Bobwhites, I think, thankful for that flag.
They are.
And we're going to have movement by that BFA offense. I think. Well, I don't know. I won't try to call it from the press box again. And I don't know Frady's distance here, so can he connect from 37 yards out? That's the question. .37-yard attempt, and now we're going to have a timeout taken by BFA. And, again, I don't know what his range is. .338 coming with that timeout. There haven't been a lot of penalties tonight, Coach, but they've come at interesting times. Again, SeaWolves, when BFA was ready to punt, instead of a 4th and 9, made it 4th and 4. Bobwhites pick up that on a botched punt play.
That gained 4 in like 1/10 of an inch that put it over the line.
Now this movement as they're setting up for the field goal may have pushed Frady's out of field goal range. And maybe why BFA, this is just pure speculation, why BFA just used the timeout here.
Yep. Go and get your true bearings and make sure. They've also had some muffling between the holder and the snap, so
hasn't been smooth.
No.
And I think that's what head coach Jeff Murray saw, recognized, and he's feeling more, even though it's 4th and 15, I think he feels more confident on trying to convert here than sending out the field goal unit, which hasn't looked at its best here this evening. So here we go. 4 receiver set. There's a snap. Pump action. Fires it over high and incomplete. And the defense holds. So Burlington will have an opportunity here to tie or win this game with 3:34 and the ball at their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, if you are the SeaWolves, you couldn't ask for a better opportunity right now. Now BFA's got to step up.
Bobwhites were able to chew off some time there and flip the field position, but the SeaWolves offensively have looked good this second half.
Yep. Again, good coaches, and they've done a good job making their adjustments and keeping their kids in this game.
2 timeouts remaining for each squad. Looks to be an empty set backfield here for, see if that's Kelly. Handoff to Frazier around the end here to the near side. Harrison trying to match him, and Frazier steps out of bounds at around the 30, picks up 9 on the jet play.
Yep, they're going to keep attacking the edges until BFA is able to stop it. Sometimes coaches make it too cute.
What you say? Stopping has been few and far this evening on that.
Absolutely.
Outside.
I mean, even though BFA has only given up 2 touchdowns, the SeaWolves, that's where they've been having their success.
Sets up a 2nd and 2. 3:28 remaining here. Kelly, empty backfield as Frazier sets on the far side. Motion by Woodland. Woodland takes the ball, and they force him inside this time, Brad, and stop him for a minimal gain of 1.
Better.
I mean, maybe he may have enough for the first down, Coach, but that's what you like to see out of your defense.
Yep, and that's what's got to happen. You can't let them keep running it out onto the perimeter. You got to set the edge hard. And then your defenders have got to scrape across the line of scrimmage. They can't blow up field because that's what opens up the gaps for the running back to pop through.
So it was 2nd and 2. Now it's 3rd and 1. Low snap, handoff to Frazier. Frazier stutter steps, and Frazier has enough for the SeaWolf first down.
Frazier on the carry, stopped by Brown, but not before.
Clock continues to run. 2:42 remaining here in the 4th quarter. SeaWolves with 2 timeouts remaining. LeClaire splits out wide here to the near side. Motion by Woodland. Now it's going to be a screen play, and blowing that up immediately for BFA. They say BFA said fumble, and they're going to say he's down as Rye comes up with it in a timeout by the SeaWolves. And
beautiful tackle by number 26.
That's Parker Dodlin. So, Parker Dodlin really just stood up.
Yeah, he recognized it. As soon as you see that, you don't wait, you attack, and you got to be able to tackle in space. And that's what he did there, wrapped him up beautifully.
So that will force the SeaWolves to use one of their last 2 timeouts. So they're down to 1 with 2:16 remaining. Ball at their own 35-yard line. Coach, what are you saying to your defense at this point in time?
Is you have to be aware of your assignments. If you are the corner safeties, you don't worry about the edge, the jet guy. You lock on the receivers because that's when they'll go over the top on you. And the other thing is this, is the edge guys, hey, you know what they want to do. When he starts motioning to you, got to get ready to attack and set the edge, and everybody's got to worry about their job. Don't worry about your teammate's job.
So here we go, 2nd and 10 for BFA. 2:16 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation. Frazier lands up just to the left of his quarterback, Kelly. There's a snap. Kelly back to pass. Flag fly. Screen to Frazier across the middle. Frazier still running, bobbing and weaving, and finally taken down after a 5-yard reception. But that one, Brad, is coming back.
Yeah.
Got flags both on this side and the far side You're going to either have illegal motion or formation issue. And penalties are what got the SeaWolves in trouble back in the first half.
Yep. And again, when you're not, even though they're a spread team, they're not an explosive team. Those are the things that get you out of your rhythm.
It was an illegal procedure. So wipe out Frazier's 5-yard reception. But again, 5 yards, and you can just see how explosive he is. So 2nd and 15 here. Clock will run with 2:06. 3-receiver set on the far side. Kelly takes a snap, looking deep downfield on this near side. He's got room, and LeClaire had a step, but overthrown by Kelly, incomplete.
Now you're in what I call 2-down territory, because now it's 3rd and long. Be aware of down and distance and situation.
So 3rd and 15, Coach. I mean, are you looking to get all 15? You looking to get half of it? What do you?
I'm looking to get half of it. I'm not looking necessarily to take the whole shot, because if I'm BFA, I'm backing off a little bit. Okay, if you get 5 or 6 yards here, that's fine. Still favors me when it's 4th and 9.
So here we go. 3rd and 15, under 2 minutes to go here. 1:56. Clock did stop with the incompletion. 3-receiver set on that far side. Bobwhites showing a 3-man front. And that's what they send. Frades with pressure, and ball is thrown. Intercepted by Seneca DeRocher, who runs across the field. And there he goes. A flag comes in. This one may come back. And DeRocher takes it in for the touchdown. 2 flags. Credit Frades with the pressure to force that throw.
And there was only 3 guys coming, but Frades was one of them, and he made the quarterback throw before he wanted to.
So DeRocher takes it the distance for the score, but we may have an illegal. It's just a guess, folks. I didn't see it, but just judging upon where the flags were thrown, it may have been an illegal
Especially
block.
The way they throw them. There's certain penalties that are committed where you see the ref, they can't wait to toss it for distance.
I mean, there are 3 flags out there. DeRocher's walking back here. Legal block. 1st down. So, Seneca DeRocher would like to have the touchdown, but Bobwhites will take the interception and the change of possession because only 1:42 remains here in the 4th quarter. They'll mark this back to the SeaWolves 45-yard line. But Brad, what a great team effort on that last series.
Yep, and they rallied and they buckled down when it's time to get the job done. Now, there's 1 timeout left for the SeaWolves. Okay, if you're BFA, you're telling your ball carriers, protect the football. If we get a 1st down, game over. But we're still going to chew up a minute at least.
3-receiver set on that far side. Shotgun formation. There's a snap. Little throw over to Seneca DeRocher, and he pushes the pile ahead for, a yard, maybe 2. And the SeaWolves will use their last remaining timeout with 1:35. I mean, it's important to note, Brad. I mean, again, BFA, they need to pick up a 1st down to run out the clock. And BFA has had one of the more challenging special team times this evening. Their special teams have not been up to their, what they would say would be characteristically good shape. We saw the great special teams last week, not so great this week.
Yep, and that's been the difference, because if they got the field goal earlier, then it's a 2-score game. The extra point that got missed. But again, these are things that will get better over time. But BFA's special teams have been very good prior to coming to this game. But this is what happens when you got kids. But the key thing for BFA to remember is, hey, even if we don't get the 1st down, we're going to take a minute off the clock. And, hey, if it's close enough, we'll go for it, because they're still going to have to go over 60 yards with 30 seconds.
Montaigne up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Handoff to Dakota Rye, and they track him down from behind. So loss of 1 to Rye. But the Bobwhites will look to the clock with 1:24 and watch that go down to a minute before they have to take their next snap. Again, the Bobwhites showing no timeouts here. Thought they may have one, but I guess not.
No, everybody is timeout free at this stage. And the other thing, stay in bounds.
Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead, pushing the pile. I believe that's Rye. What is it? Sets up a fourth and 6 at the 41. Coach, what do you dial up here, knowing the special team challenges that you've had this evening?
I'm kind of hankering for the belly keep. Just because they're going to be sitting on them. Or you just run it straight ahead, because even if you don't get the first down, they still got to go 60 yards with minimal time.
I mean, Bobwhite's looking like they may just run this down to 12 seconds and take the penalty. Are they saying they don't need to snap the ball here?
Oh, guess not.
Guess not. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Got to work on our math here, apparently.
Yeah.
And that will do it. An entertaining game here from Munson Field, and the Bobwhites come away with the win. Brad, your thoughts on this evening's game?
BFA on the field was the better team, but the scoreboard doesn't reflect that, which that's something the coaches are going to address with their players. Say, when we are in the red zone, we have got to finish off our drives, particularly as we play and get close to the playoffs and you're playing teams that are ready to play with us. But hats off to the job that the coaching staff did for the SeaWolves, because their kids came to play tonight, right? But you know what? The BFA kids played hard too, and they showed real mettle when it mattered.
So the Bobwhites come away with a victory this evening. That will improve them to 3-1. They'll be back home next Friday night at 7 o'clock, and Northwest Access TV will be there to bring you the game. Game time, 7 o'clock. That's also homecoming for the BFA Bobwhites. So that will do it here for this evening at Munson Field. For Brad Ravlin, I'm Tate Brooks. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Everyone, have a great night.